Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Dash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power and trust, and all credit to my heavenly Father Yahweh and my heavenly big brother Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And was a speckled bird, they'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, a so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about AI and surveillance, pretty much all this shit leading to the chip implant. But I'm gonna play these videos, I'm gonna get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever God say through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemal Shah. The Holy Spirit of Krahak Wadash, Lord, wanna be on me, let's get it.
Here's something genuinely strange that's happening right now. 44% of Gen Z workers admit they're actively sabotaging their company's AI strategy, not just complaining about it, not dragging their feet on training, actually sabotaging it, entering proprietary information into public chatbots, refusing to use mandated AI tools, deliberately generating low-quality output to make the technology look ineffective. Nearly half of the youngest workers in the professional world are working against the technology their bosses are betting billions on. And before you write this off as young people being resistant to change, just stop and think about that for a second. Gen Z grew up with algorithmic systems. They're digital natives, basically. Usually, young people love new innovations. This is the generation that adopted smartphones, social media, streaming platforms faster than anyone else. So what is exactly different about AI? I'm El. I have a PhD in computer science, and I analyze AI developments to understand what's actually happening beneath all of this hype. And when you look at the public data on this, the surveys, the sentiment tracking, the actual behavioral patterns, something becomes very clear. This is not resistance to technology. This is more resistance to a specific power structure being built with technology. Let me show you what I mean. Start with the sentiment data because it's honestly remarkable. Over the past year, excitement about AI among Gen Z dropped 14 percentage points to just 22%. Hopefulness fell 9 points to 18%. Anger increased 9 points to 31%. But here's what makes this wild. Even daily AI users, which would be people who use these tools every single day, saw their excitement drop 18 points and hopefulness drop 11 points over the same period. Just think about that. The more they use it, the less hopeful they become. So it's not just unfamiliarity breeding fear. It sounds more like familiarity breeding understanding. Meanwhile, at universities, you're seeing open rebellion. The University of Pennsylvania student newspaper published an editorial titled "Penn has an AI problem" that opened with, I'm quoting, "AI cannot coexist with education, it can only degrade it. As technology advances and workers are replaced by machines, schools are some of the only places we have left to explore and wrestle with human thought." This is basically the first Ivy League school to launch an AI major. They're at the epicenter of AI adoption in higher education. Penn now offers 10 undergraduate programs, 21 graduate programs, and 8 doctoral programs in AI. And their own students are writing that AI is degrading education. 83% of Penn undergraduates admit to using AI in academic settings, which means they're not writing from ignorance, they're writing from direct experience with what happens when you can outsource thinking to a chatbot. So on one side, you have executives pushing AI adoptions as fast as possible, and on the other side, you have the people actually being told to use it saying this is making things worse. Which raises the obvious question, of course, what do the executives themselves think is happening? Here's where it actually gets genuinely absurd. A survey of nearly 6,000 senior executives across US, UK, Germany, and Australia found something absolutely remarkable. 90% of executives report that AI has had no impact on employment or productivity at their firms over the past 3 years. We actually have a separate long video analysis on this specific part. 90%, 9 out of 10 companies deploying AI are admitting in a survey publicly that it has done nothing measurable. 69% of firms are actively using AI, so most companies have successfully deployed a technology that successfully does, well, maybe nothing. That's actually impressive in its own way, right? But it actually gets even better. 75% of executives admit their company's AI strategy is more for show than a meaningful guide to outcomes. So it's not a leak, not a criticism from the outside. Executives admitting it in a survey. 3/4 of them know their AI strategy is performative, and they're continuing to execute the performance strategy anyway. Why? 73% of CEOs report stress or anxiety about their company's AI strategy, and 64% fear losing their jobs if they fail to lead the AI transition. So the logic basically becomes, I'm afraid of getting fired for not deploying AI fast enough, so I'm deploying AI I know doesn't work to protect myself from getting fired for not deploying AI. It's like watching somebody build a parachute while actively jumping out of the plane, right? Meanwhile, 48% of executives call AI adoption a massive disappointment. Only 29% of organizations see significant ROI from generative AI and 23% from AI agents. But here's the mechanism underneath all of this. There is a massive gap opening up between executives and workers, and it's not really about skill, but about power. 64% of executives use AI for 2 hours or more daily. Only 28% of regular employees do the same. Some executives are living with a chatbot window open for their entire workday. Nearly 1 in 5 executives log 4 to 5 hours daily with an AI model. 1 in 25 use AI for more than 6 hours a day. 6 hours, that's...
Alright, I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna watch the rest of this video. I ain't gonna play all this shit. But people don't, what do I say? You don't give a fuck about no AI. Yep. And they thought AI was gonna be the greatest thing, but now they realize this shit can hurt me. So let's sabotage it. Make sure it don't make it to the. I don't know. I can tell you, man. Whatever. Anyway, if you want to watch the rest of the video, I'm trying to get my words together. I don't even know what to say. Now, hold on, I ain't never subscribed to her channel. Or this channel I never subscribed to. This the AI version of her. I thought I subscribed to this channel before. But anyway, here go the title of the video. There go the channel. Let's get to the next video.
So you probably heard stories about this car tech doing all sorts of kill switch.
Hey, hold on. And let me what was this video about? Oh, that's about something else. Let me slow this shit down. Let me start over.
So you probably heard stories about this car tech doing all sorts of kill switches, monitoring you, making sure that you're a safe driver. And you thought that this stuff was coming in the near future? Well,
it's here.
Apparently it's here now.
Seen a few posts about this and I wanted to comment on it because I have a personal experience with it. It's not something that's happening in the future, it's something that's happening now. I rented a car in Europe, and as the woman handed me the car keys, she said, "This is a brand new car," and she was like super excited about it. She was like, "It's 2026, it's a brand new car," and I was like, "Awesome, no one's had a chance to like fart or smoke in it, this will be great." And I'd driven it for a day or two. I was getting on a highway, it was a 6-lane highway. All of a sudden the gas stopped working. I'm pressing on the gas, I can't get the car to go. So the car is dinging, it's making all this noise, and I can't figure out what's going on. And I look at the dashboard, and in English it says, "Sit up straight, we can't find your eyes."
God damn, that shit gonna cut off on you if you can't find your eyeballs? Yeah, I know this. They'll say in facial expression, it reads facial expressions and probably detects your heart rate. All that shit, and it'll shut down. And that shit shuts down in the middle of the road when you're on a highway, and when all of a sudden a speeding down 18-wheeler right behind you and smash right behind you and shit. Man, this shit is a hazardous.
Why do you need to see my eyes? That was my first thought. And I'm short, so I sit low in the seat, and I guess, I don't know, maybe I'd been driving a while and I'd kind of slouch down more instead of sitting upright. When I sat upright, the gas would work once again. And so I pressed the gas, but I was slowing down enough that it was going to cause a traffic hazard. And the thing is, it knew I wasn't asleep because I was pressing on the gas. So it knew I was awake. It just wanted to see my eyes. So once I sat upright and leaned forward, I guess it did facial recognition.
What the fuck?
And then it says, "May I send you these results to a third party?" To which I said, "No, you may not." No. Who is the third party? First of all, who's watching me drive the car to begin with? Secondly, who is the third party you're sending it to? Lastly, it is so dangerous. There are so many scenarios. Losing control of the gas can put a car in a very dangerous situation. What if I was pulling out in front of a semi-truck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was going over a railroad track. And the absolute worst part is the argument for this is to combat
from drunk driving. Nigga, you trying to... Esau don't give a fuck. These niggas trying... Man, this shit's on... Anyway.
Sleepy drivers. And the truth is, if you fall asleep...
Sleepy drivers or drunk drivers.
While you're driving, you're not going to be pushing down all the way on the gas. You're going to let up. You're going to relax. No one keeps their foot pointed while they're asleep. If they say, well, what about cruise control? Then just take off cruise control. Disable cruise control in cars. That's the solution. Not, I need to see your eyeballs for the car to work.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't give you acceleration in your car. It's going to kill people. This is insane. This technology is literally going to have people killed. Imagine you're on a motorway and it pings up warnings and won't let you accelerate. Yeah? All under the guise of being smart and for your safety. They
want to make it not safe for you to drive. Shit. Anyway, let's get to the next one. There's some more videos about this shit. Damn.
A hidden section deep inside President Biden's 2021 infrastructure legislation.
But the real problem is the federal government overreach. We now have a surveillance state.
As privacy experts and car industry gurus deep...
Well, it's not just Biden is part of this shit. Trump, this nigga, his administration, they all on for it too. Shit. All these niggas, don't matter. Shit, it's all about control.
Look, we all want to have safe drivers, but don't go put surveillance in my cars.
After it mandated shocking surveillance technology in new cars that could monitor your eye movement, car cabin air, and even your fingerprint touch in an effort to curb drunk driving.
So incredible that I have to offer the...
Man, shit, at least say she getting advantage of us for we're not ignorant of his devices. This is much more than about damn drunk driving prevention and all that shit. No, nigga. It's about control.
This amendment. It almost sounds like the domain of science fiction.
What is this advanced impaired driving technology?
And that shows you don't own shit. They control your car that you bought, the brand new car you buy. I don't even see why. Anybody who don't know, you just going to buy a brand new car that's got all this crap in here. And if you don't know, I wonder if they have it in the, they probably do have that same technology in the, you know how you buy those commercial vehicles? The ones with the, I don't know if all cars now got power windows. They probably do. They probably all standard. They don't sell crank windows anymore, or manual locks. Manual windows or manual locks, I don't think they sell them anymore. Now they got the power locks and power windows now. So they make sure you don't have control over your windows or your doors. Yep, not even the sunroof. Remember, used to have the sunroof with the hand crank. Yeah, my mom used to have like a 80-something Volvo. I think it was a 80-something Volvo with the hand crank. But anyway, I think that's what Volvo it was, but whatever.
And its supposed kill switch feature. And where is your collected data going? Here's what you need to know. In 2021, Biden's landmark Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed a $1.2 trillion push to help rebuild and upgrade bridges, roads, railways.
And where's that going? That shit ain't did shit. And shit. The railroads just keep on derailing. Or the trains just keep being derailed. I don't know what they looking like right now, but that shit been going on a lot.
And other dilapidated American infrastructure. But hidden deep in the more than 1,000-page legislation lay what some GOP lawmakers have called something out of a, quote, bad science fiction movie. According to Section 24220 in the legislation, car manufacturers are mandated to install advanced impaired driving technology, which can accurately identify an impaired driver, passively detect their blood alcohol level, and then, quote, prevent or limit motor vehicle operation, or what some legislators like Rep. Tom Massey are calling a kill switch.
The car itself will monitor your driving. And if the car thinks that you're not doing a good job driving, it will disable itself. So the car dashboard becomes your judge, your jury, and your executioner.
According to a 2024 National Highway Traffic Safety Administration
Shit, you own nothing, be happy.
report, the Driver Alcohol Detection System for Safety Program, or DAS,
You truly don't own shit, and that's something like this happened to your brand new car.
is working on several pieces of technology to detect drunk drivers. Two potential passive systems include a distant breath analysis, which can ambiently read a driver's breath to determine their blood alcohol content from a sensor near the speedometer, and a tissue spectrometry sensor, which can read a driver's BAC through their skin when they hit the
Hey, it's gonna be even more crazier and wild when they implement chip implants. Hey, but shit, either way, I mean, you get the chip implant, your ass gonna be destroyed regardless. But with that chip implant technology, they can tell what your blood level is like, and then you say it's easy for them to know if you drunk, high, whatever. Either way,
start button,
either way it goes, your ass still gonna get destroyed.
Or grab the steering wheel.
If you take that chip implant.
Several reports even say infrared cameras could be installed inside vehicles to measure the driver's pupil size.
Man, these niggas going all fucking out. Just put all that, and all that technology old as fuck. It's old as fuck. But they willing to put all that technology in the car just to know everything about you. Even in infrared.
And behavior to determine if
thermal, night vision in the damn car to see what you're doing. God damn.
they're above the legal limit. And according to Lauren Fix, a car industry expert who runs the automotive news site Car Coach Reports, some already helpful tech in cars, like lane departure warnings and eyesight monitors, could also be used in unison with new tech to locate an impaired driver.
We all see this every day. You'll get a notification, hey, pay attention to the road. Do you need a cup of coffee, depending upon the brand of your car? But it's also listening. So that center screen, much like your cell phone, is listening in the car. If it feels that you're distracted, you're stressed, you're not in control, it'll take in that information. It's also taking in information on your actions. If you're driving and maybe you make an erratic move because maybe it's a squirrel or a pothole, or you're driving faster than the speed limit, and all of this information is already known. We already know based on navigation systems where you're going, the speed you're going. We have traffic sign recognition in most cars. It's part of built in. So all the technology that's already there is going to work with this new technology.
The legislation originally mandated a 3-year enactment with an additional 2 to 3 years for automakers to fully implement the technology, meaning new cars released in 2027 would theoretically be required.
Alright, I'm gonna start right there. If you want to watch the rest of the video, there go the title of the video, there go the channel. Damn. Shit. Let's get to the next one. This one here is about facial recognition and Face ID. And playing video games, you're going to soon require face identification. Or face ID, age verification.
So Sony is rolling out age verification for PlayStation consoles beginning in June in the UK with plans to roll it out globally. It's not going well, to put it mildly. We're going to talk about this. Yes, to play your PlayStation, or at least use some of the features of your PlayStation, you're going to have to give them ID. You're going to have to let them scan your face to give an age estimation. And again, I want to tell you, your old console, the one sitting in the closet, your PS2, it works fine. Your PS2 works fine. It would love for you to play it again. So you can put the PS5 away. You can hold off on buying a PS6, and you can just dust off your old consoles that are not spying on you. All right? So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. This is Neon. This is Clownfish TV. This is Dystopian. Also, if you want to support us, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com. We've got a lot of content out there and the community out there that are not available to free YouTube users. So check it out. And yeah, we try to keep it economical, less than the cost of a super chat. We don't do super chats. We don't do live streams really over here. So this is the best way to support us. Or they risk losing access to communication features when it soon becomes mandatory. This is one hell of a headline. Anyway, what are they asking you for? So this is being rolled out in June, and according to, again, the AI overview, starting in June.
Ultimately, they're gonna need you to take the chip implant. They say mandatory from June 2026, but soon they're gonna want the chip implant inside of you, and that's for doing anything, playing games, fucking living in your own home, which it ain't your home, but pretty much just living in society. Shit.
2026, PlayStation will mandate age verification for users initially focusing on the UK.
And this ain't just gonna be for PlayStation 5. And what this is in the UK and Ireland, that's gonna be worldwide. And it ain't gonna just be PlayStation, it's gonna be your Xbox, and your Nintendo Wii, or your Nintendo Switch. Not the Wii, but the Switch. Switch 2, whatever the fuck you call it. Your PC, operating systems, all that shit.
In Ireland, to access social features like voice chat, messaging, and broadcasting, users must verify they're over 18 using a photo ID, facial age estimation, or phone number via third-party service Yoti. What if Yoti gets hacked? But you know what I'm saying? Unverified accounts will lose access to social features, though, okay, so gaming remains unaffected. But if you're buying it for something like Call of Duty, you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot, right? They said, yeah, it's beginning of June 2026. It's primarily targeting the UK and Ireland with a global rollout anticipated to follow. Affected features include messages, voice chat, parties, and streaming to platforms like Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, the facial scan thing is getting old. But we talked about this the other day, that even if you buy a car in 2027, they're going to scan you. They're going to scan you to see if you're potentially intoxicated. But
we just got off the video talking about that.
Really, it's to spy on you. This is going to be rolled out because
you control you.
You know, think of the children, but really, it's going to be used to spy on you. And I'm not talking spy on you
and to control you.
If you're, you know, cranking it while you're playing a game or something. Although that could happen. See what happened with Meta's glasses. I'm talking about just spying on you in general and your play habits. All this stuff is going to be kicked over to the government and to marketers. So, and if you think you can escape it, if you have a newer TV, if you have a smart TV, I just found this out myself just a couple of weeks ago. Your smart TV, unless you disable it, it is constantly sending images, screenshots of your...
What? Disabling what? What are you going to disable off that TV? Shit.
Television to the television manufacturer. You want to know why your Roku or your Hisense TV is so damn cheap? It's because they're selling you. They're selling your data. They're selling your viewing habits.
It ain't about how cheap it is. It's all these TVs. They all got the same fucking setup. It's all cheap ass technology anyway. They want to know everything about you.
This is why if you watch a show for like 5 minutes or whatever, you go watch something else, then all of a sudden you're seeing commercials for shows like that. Or if it was like a medical show or something, all of a sudden you're getting all kinds of pharmaceutical ads for whatever they were doing on the show. Yeah, it seems uncanny. It's because every device in your home right now is being used for some kind of...
It's fucked up. I remember when I first got this new TV. What is it, a TCL? you know how you buy a TV, you just, you know what I'm saying, you plan on turning it on, plugging shit in, turning it on, and you watching or playing, watching a movie, or you using it immediately. As soon as you turn the TV on, you're using it. Nope, you got to set it up. Then you got to set it up to the internet immediately. I was like, wait a minute now. Now you have to set this shit up now immediately. Before you got to have internet connection before you use the damn TV. You can't bypass this shit. I try to figure out how to bypass this shit. Shouldn't have looked it on the internet. But in order to, it's like, god dang, I'm like, this is a fucking shame. Anyway.
The surveillance. And I'm not talking like nefarious government stuff. I'm just talking just marketing and tracking you. And it's ridiculous. At some point, consumers are going to have to be like, you know what? I'm tired of this bullshit. I just want to play a game. I think this is partly why people are going back to retro consoles. Not only the...
Yeah, I see a lot of them playing retro games, going back, even bringing back the old clunky-ass big old arcades, which... you ain't gonna find them systems that run that. Yeah, that's like a big ass desktop computer that runs those old ass game. But now you can run like a little handheld phone. Ain't that some shit? You can run a handheld cell phone and play same game from back 20, 30 years ago. Now you can run it on a fucking cell phone.
Expense, not only the disappointment with AAA gaming, not only the subscription model, not only the fact that the games are dog shit, a lot of them, but you don't have to be online all the time. And I get that they're not going to brick your game. No, they'll brick your game if you buy a digital game and you don't check in every 15 or 30 days. That's what they're going to do. So
a lot of people, they just settle with just damn getting those modified games, some crank games, the games that are considered to be illegal. Shit, the download. They just getting in. The only downside about it, you can play multiplayer, but I don't even give a fuck about that anymore. I just play single player mode and be done with it. I'd rather play against the AI, not nobody else, because I can't stand playing against people, especially these fucking faggots on the internet. They're a bunch of them. Just, if you won the game, good for you. Damn, they ain't got to be a sore loser over it, or be a sore winner. Or if you're a sore loser, and you got to resort to calling somebody names just because you feel like, I get tired of that fucking shit. Anyway, mainly that'd be Esau being fucking a bitch. Anyway, he got to resort to calling somebody bad names just to win a game. What a weak ass shit is that?
This is insane. But they're all
faggoty ass shit.
Going to do this, and I think the other consoles are doing it too. It's just Sony's being singled out, but I know Nintendo is starting to do some crazy stuff too, the virtual key cards and all that. So it's not going well. This is coming from Tech Sports Kita. Why did PlayStation UK age verification trigger a massive backlash? The new age verification rule for UK users is simply due to Sony trying to comply with the new UK Online Safety Act. The strict law forces tech companies to ensure their platforms are safe for younger audiences. Because of this, PlayStation now requires players to provide firm proof of age to access their social features. So they actually copied this.
I ain't playing no more of this, but you hear about it. Man, if you want to watch the rest of it, they go to the title of the video, they go to the channel. Let's move on to the next one. But hold on. Let me see. Let me read this. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they press because it is in the power of their hand. These niggas planning on this shit. And they gradually, it's gradually building up. And they're showing you that shit. You really don't own shit. And that's pretty much it. And they also, the things you bought, they usually, you buying shit, so you buying stuff so that they can spy on you. All the shit you buy, all this tech shit you buy is for so they can spy on you. Yeah. Anyway, and control you. And they cover fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. I don't know if that was the best scripture to read, but I just felt like reading it. I mean, shit. I mean, that's what they doing anyway. Now they playing this shit out and they trying to control you. This is all about control, especially getting your ass that chip implant.
YouTube says it has had...
Let me skip all this introductions and shit. I don't care for all that junk.
James Comey has again been indicted by the Justice Department. The first indictment was dismissed. This time, prosecutors say it's because of a message he wrote in the sand.
James Comey allegedly threatened the life of the President of the United States. And as you all now know, shortly after posting that threat, he deleted that threat and then issued an apology.
Last year, Comey posted this photo to social media with the numbers 8647 written in seashells. 86 is slang for to get rid of something. 47, the number in the line of U.S. presidents currently being held by President Trump in his second term. Comey deleted the photo shortly after posting it. In a follow-up post, he said, "I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred."
Man, get the fuck out of here. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's still saying get rid of. But in what way? Well, man, we see what's going on. I forgot this video was about. I played it a while back. I was cutting my backyard and I was listening to it with my headphones on. But anyway, anyway.
But I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. Still, a grand jury returned.
I don't think this has nothing to do with AI and surveillance and shit, but it is about, well, sort of is, like surveillance. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because shit, anyway.
An indictment charging him with threatening the life of the President of the United States and transmitting that threat in interstate commerce. In a video response posted to Substack, Comey says he's prepared to fight these charges.
I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid.
Oh, nigga, please. All that fake ass shit. Get the fuck. He was a former FBI director. This nigga so juice fucking in. This nigga's goddamn lemon squeeze in his bitch. Get the fuck on. This nigga red as hell, too. There ain't no way in hell this nigga could be considered to be white. Look how white his shirt is. Look how red his ass is. That shows you there ain't no such thing as no fucking white people. Just like there ain't no such thing as black people. There's only brown and red. Anyway.
And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary, so let's go.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is why I've warned about the biggest threat to our freedoms is obviously the government themselves, but in reality, it is these sheeple who are stuck in the left-right paradigm, which is why I've continued to make content on platforms like YouTube and try to put content like this, which gets suppressed obviously on YouTube, on Rumble. But I've tried to show you how all of these things are designed psyops to divide the people, and then the people end up stripping one another of their rights. It's called the left-right paradigm, the seesaw effect. And they are the most dangerous people to our freedoms like freedom of speech. And this story about James Comey is just another government psyop, which of course he's on board with it because all of these characters and actors in politics are on board with pretending they're divided so that we remain divided, and then we decide, because we're so affiliated with a political party, and by we I mean the sheeple, not me and you, that we will strip one another of their rights. Now we saw it with, I say, the seesaw effect with COVID, right? All these people took away the free speech of people like me and you who were calling out COVID for what it really was, talking against the vaccines, all these things we're trying to do to help. They censored all of us, right? Removed our platforms, took away monetization, you name it, they did it. And then that's the seesaw effect, right? Then when Trump comes back into power, you have all these vengeful conservatives or these vengeful people who lost their right to free speech now calling for free speech to be removed from the other side. That's the point of the left-right. And this is frightening. Over something as little as a tweet or a Instagram post that says 8647, which is really, you can take it many different ways, right? Because the term 86 means getting rid of, discarding, refusing something. That's what 86 means. For example, if you go to a restaurant and one of your favorite dishes on the Chili's restaurant menu is no longer on there, right? The nachos or something like that. You'll go through the menu, you'll be looking for the thing that you always order, and you'll say, oh my goodness, they 86'd it, right? It's a loose term, which means to remove. But again, this is how they're going to start taking things that aren't really threats as threats. It's going to be the removal of free speech and persecution against anybody.
Yeah, the number one place where they do people do a lot of talking, expressing themselves is through the internet. And AI going to be used that tool to target people. Yep. Especially you talking about them small head niggers, Amalek, and pretty much Esau as a whole. You know.
Who questions the authority that's in power. And it's not just persecution. It's going to be criminalization, which is the big threat that people need to...
It's happening mainly for you Israelites, especially the believers of Yahweh Shema Shah.
Pay attention to. So what they're doing right now with this story is watching how people react. This is a story that's come out. This former FBI, head, of course, you don't think that he's in on it being the head of the FBI. We've all talked about the CIA, the FBI, talked about it for years. Their affiliation to secret societies like Skull and Bones. These guys are doing these things to change the government infrastructure over to a technocratic,
powered by AI.
Communist society. They want the world to be ruled the way it's ruled in China, where I'll show you momentarily, if you question the government, you say anything against the government, not only will you be in trouble, you'll be put in prison for questioning.
Or put to death. Executions. Yep. Fire squad, guillotine, hanging, whatever kind of way they're going to kill you, they're going to do it. That's why we need the Lord, man.
human rights violations, things that are unimaginable what the government is doing to you, like taking your children out of your household, which they do in China, which most Americans don't even know. I talk to Americans about it, and they go, what are you talking about? Oh, you can leave one child in China. So what happens if you accidentally get pregnant a second time? Well, they're going to terminate your child, or they're going to remove your child from the household. These are things that the government does. This is government overreach on steroids, which is why it's so important not to be stuck in the left and the right. So Comey is obviously in on it. However you say this guy's name, it's not even his real name. None of these people go by their real names, just like Hollywood actors who all happen to have last names.
They're like these small hat people. They got fake ass names. They go by different names and shit. Anyway.
That are Stein or something along the line.
Yeah, one of them people.
Kinds of ancestry that goes back to the synagogue of Satan, of course, changed their name so that you don't realize.
Like Benjamin not a Jew. He's a Milowski.
That it truly is one big conspiracy, right? So the left and right is designed to remove our rights. It's the seesaw effect. We saw, like I said, all of these people who wanted to remove free speech from conservatives, people like me and you who are not voters, who are not conservative, we don't fit into the political party because it's not real, but have ideologies against government forcing vaccinations and the government overreaching with our rights to free speech and our rights to bear arms, right? All those types of people were silenced during Biden's reign as selected president by design, making things extreme with extreme liberalism, having the trans in the school, the trans in the libraries, the trans in the White House lawn, driving people insane to the point when they put Trump back in, that these people who felt so targeted and persecuted now want to do the same to their political counterparts, which isn't the people in Congress, it's their next door neighbors, right? So here's a congressman who posted a picture with 8647, which they're trying to get you to interpret means murder the president, kill the president, even though 86 means remove. It means it's removed. The 86
it could be impeached. You know what I'm saying? But they want to classify it, like change, someone have the meaning of it be changed to something else that's violent and it means something deadly. You see how this devil playing with the words, but at least Satan should get an advantage for us for we're not ignorant of his advice. But either way it goes, they gonna still get their way regardless. Yeah, it's gonna bring that famine of the word too. When they talking about free speech, it's gonna affect it. Well, it's gonna happen anyway. It's prophecy, but it's bringing that famine of the word closer and closer. So you best get that truth good and listen, take heed to the prophecy of Yahweh Shema Shah. Let me get to the scripture. I ain't gonna play too much of this. If you want to watch the rest of it, they go to the title, the video, they go to the channel. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Let me go to 5. A time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent. It's going to be a time to be shut your mouth. Y'all get in trouble. Y'all get thrown into prison. Esau come and send them goons over or a damn drone over that's lock and loaded ready to blow your head off. Come to arrest you. But anyway, a time to speak, which is now. But they going to come after some of us anyway, regardless. Shit. I'm pretty sure they coming after me because I keep calling them baby dick suckers, Jewish faggot fuckers, Amalek. Yeah, they be like, shit, we got something special for you, boy. They be like, we gonna get you, boy, you damn nigger. Anyway, a time to love, which that don't exist. It never existed for us. And if you think that, hey, it's love always existing since you've been in captivity, you a fool. Anyway, a time to hate, which that's, oh man, that's growing every single second. A time of war, same for that too. And a time of peace, which peace and love don't exist, and it damn sure ain't gonna exist when Jacob Trouble go full throttle 9,000 RPMs to the engine blow up. It's only gonna be hate and war, so you gotta get ready for all that shit. Get ready to the Lord, get your spirit and your mind ready, because it's gonna get crazy. People gonna be all hateful, and you're gonna have to hate this world and these damn people who ain't of Yahweh Shema Shah, and definitely not these monkey ass heathens. So anyway, get your mind ready, man. Take heed, man, because it's about to get fucking crazy out here. Let me get another scripture about famine of word. Let me get that famine of word scripture. Word. Because the internet gets shut off, boy, that's a wrap. Let me see. Amos chapter 4, verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall wander to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgin and young men faint for thirst. Yep, they shut this shit down, boy. Ultimately, it's the Lord shutting it down on you people. And it's gonna get draconian up in here, really bad. Next video.
What exactly is NSPM7?
It's a national security directive that Trump signed defining certain forms of speech as predictors of future acts of terrorism. And so that enables what are called joint terror.
Let me slow it down. We'll start over. I slowed it down, but I'm going to start over so you can hear every word.
What exactly is NSPM7?
It's a national security directive that Trump signed defining certain forms of speech as predictors of future acts of terrorism. And so that enables what are called joint terrorism task forces, which were established after 9/11. These are basically squads of federal agents.
Basically, these niggas hate us because we speak the truth. Well, they're opposite from the truth. And they got all these damn systems set up. The spot though, just watch your ass. Yep. God damn, I mean, it's about to get crazy out here.
That can deputize local law enforcement into becoming effectively an FBI agent. There are thousands of them. They exist in every state, and they've now been tasked with implementing NSPM7, making arrests related to that. So this is a huge effort, and we don't hear hardly anything about it because of that inherent secrecy of these national security agencies to do what they want with minimal oversight. Just Congress, the Gang of Eight. These are senior politicians who are making money from the same private contractors that are
the people that you put your trust in.
Persisting with this effort, so they don't have much
Mainly Esau, this faggot. Mainly Esau.
incentive to talk about it, and they don't. They have
Sellout Jake.
conceptualized the threat for the first time since 9/11, not as overseas groups like Al-Qaeda and ISIS. They see the threat as us, Americans. They have this post-9/11 architecture that they can use for the first time, not go after foreign groups able to carry out, large-scale attacks. Plenty to criticize about the counter-terror effort there, but there was at least a significant threat. We're using the same bazooka of the national security state, all the domestic spying that entails as well, not just watching social media, but the flood of information that exists about our personal lives, which didn't exist 15 or 20 years ago. When you go outside with your cell phone, you're pinging a tower that advertisers can then buy and that the FBI can then purchase information from on the open market. And so they don't even need to go through the Fourth Amendment process of getting a judge to sign off on a wiretap because they can just buy it all now. So it's a profoundly different landscape now from the perspective of someone who's concerned with their civil liberties and the Constitution than what we faced even just 15 or 20 years ago.
Yep.
So we're seeing what's happening in these countries that don't have free speech, which is that people are being prosecuted for literally tweeting out or sharing photos on WhatsApp of their apartments being bombed. Like, seriously, it's crazy. In Dubai, WhatsApp group administrators are being questioned over posts about Iran's attacks. According to the Financial Times, dozens of people have been detained and face fines of up to $50,000 or even prison sentences for posting images in the aftermath of the strikes. This is
damn. So this is in Dubai. So I know they'll be doing this shit in Israel. They don't show. They see you fucking with the money. That's the reason why. They fucking with the money. They want people to come into Dubai and tourism. Like shit. No, it ain't no. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, people realizing it. How can I say it? I can't find the words. But they fucking with the money, and they don't like that. And when you fuck with the money, guess what? They gonna find you, get money out of your ass. $50,000 damn dollars. Get the fuck out of here.
Basically people getting bombed, and they're trying to tell their families what's happening. They're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
With people, and so they're posting in WhatsApp groups.
It's pretty much they kind of sort of like being journalists. But you're being fined for being a part-time journalist.
Often, again, to their family members, to say, hey, I was bombed, or like, I'm okay, or here's what's happening, here's the latest update, whatever. And they're getting prosecuted for that. It's terrifying. In WhatsApp group, like WhatsApp groups are not even public things, But I think it just shows how intense the censorship there is. And, as this guy says, for a war happening in a social media age, there's an extraordinary amount of censorship across several countries in this war. And the censorship doesn't stop with the UAE, but of course I think the UAE is really patient zero for this. They've arrested more than 100 people as crackdowns on filming Iran's attacks ramp up. This is wild. 100 arrests. A lot of expats even as well. Basically, Abu Dhabi police said that 109 people of various nationalities had been detained for filming sites and events and disseminating inaccurate information. conduct that the authorities said could stir public opinion and spread rumors. Okay.
It's something that's really happening, and y'all want to say it's a myth? It was a myth. Anyway.
My stupid camera's not
focusing.
focusing.
See, they worried about that money they losing, the tourism and all that other shit.
Again. Sorry, guys. I will have to get this figured out. This is just so crazy because the inaccurate information is just actually completely accurate firsthand accounts of, attacks and bombings. And also, you can hear the accounts of people that were detained that they didn't do anything wrong. It's scary. This woman, Radha Sterling, who's the CEO of Detained in Dubai, an organization that provides legal assistance to foreign individuals in the UAE, said some of those arrested were from European and Asian countries, and that similar arrests have also taken place in Kuwait, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. These are all countries that do not have free speech. This is why we want America to preserve our speech rights, because look at how, what's happening in the way that these censorship laws are enforced. And the response fits into a broader wartime effort by the UAE to protect more than its physical security. For years, the country has marketed itself as a haven of luxury, security, and business-friendly predictability, an image amplified by state-sponsored social media influencers. Since the start of the Iran war, local and national authorities in the UAE say that they have made 189, that's actually even more, arrests in connection with alleged violations of the country's cybercrime laws. State media reported that on March 15th, the UAE Attorney General referred 35 people to expedited trial for posting videos on social media that promote misleading narratives, which means literally they're just posting about them being bombed. Under UAE law, sharing can include posting on social media as well as sending or forwarding content via messaging apps. Penalties can include up to 2 years in prison or thousands of dollars in fines, up to $54,000 in fines. This is so crazy to me, you guys, because the UAE is getting...
You stop digging her nose, they're picking boogers.
Is getting attacked.
Tissue.
This says to date, the UAE has intercepted 334 ballistic missiles, 15 cruise missiles, and 1,714 drones since the beginning of the war, which is only like a month old. The attacks have killed 8 people and injured 158 people.
Alright, well, anyway, I don't want to hear all that, but yeah, they are censoring people, not showing what's going on with these attacks, and shit. It's pretty much showing you that you ain't gonna be able to do anything. I don't know what else to tell you. I can tell you that's famine of the word is at the door. Yep, just like the chip implant. And what the hell is this? Anyway, let's get to this last one.
My friends, welcome. More than a few people have asked me to cover this Florida permaculturist who put in a FOIA request for his name and got back footage purportedly from the DHS, calling him a suspected food grower and offering this drone footage of his raised beds. Now let's get one thing clear up front. This is a satire video. It doesn't take more than a cursory glance at the comments to understand that. But there's a reason that it went and caught fire like this, with some 200,000 views on Instagram, plus copies across X and everywhere you can imagine.
This is thermal drone hunt French farmers' cattle. Russia slaughters livestock. So all these niggas are down for this shit. All these nations. You're trying to kill off food. You being self-sufficient or whatever the hell. I don't know.
And that's because people know that this is taking place already, that there is surveillance of food production going on. Today I want to talk about what those...
You gotta damn gonna register your livestock and your crops. Whatever you growing, in your backyard, probably in your back patio. Shit.
Forms actually look like? Let's do it. I'm Christian, and you can find me at unshadowed.org. We'll start in France, where thermal imaging drones are already actively being used to detect unauthorized livestock, cows that are not registered. And in fact, these policemen then show up.
Heck yeah, they got a registered. So like I told you, man, you got to register the animals, or register your tomatoes, potatoes, or strawberries to the government. Let them know if you even got permission to grow. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. That's why we need the Lord. This nigger devil, this so-called white man, you a nigger. Get your ass on out of here, boy. This is fucking ridiculous. Boy, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to put these niggas in fucking chains. Boy, we gonna fuck these niggas up when we get the power, bro. These niggas are a bunch of fucking losers.
and go to.
Even oppressing their own damn people. Look at this shit. Oh, oppressing their own brothers and sisters. And this is in France. Wait till they get hey man, wait till this shit go down in America.
To vaccinate. There's police there that are armed,
Yeah,
and
they'll vaccinate their animals too. Yeah.
there's
And what these faggots will do, they'll come and terminate your damn livestock or terminate your damn whatever you growing. If they don't get their way. Sneaky fuckers.
These guys here who are there with vaccines to force vaccinate her cows over her frantic objections, of course in French,
That just
saying
like remind me of them motherfuckers in Canada that exterminated those ostriches. Heck yeah. They came up right up in that bitch and started shooting them ostriches. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. That shit, hey man, oppression makes a wise man mad. Let me get that. If I'm saying it right, let me make sure. Now, you know, you ain't living in exciting times, but these times make me, this shit pisses me off, man. I don't like this shit. I do not fucking like this shit. I even though they doing it to young, I'm just imagining this shit happening to me. I don't like this fucking shit. Man, this shit pisses me the fuck off, man. And I ain't saying I'm gonna do something about it. I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I know I gotta be, I gotta take my, I gotta be easy, but fuck this shit. Fuck this world. It shows you this place sucks. What is it? Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse, this 7. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Yeah. Damn. And they doing this shit to their own people.
my animals are healthy. Like, what are you doing? This is totally insane.
They want to inject the fucking animals with fucking poison. With Tom Hanks DNA, Forrest Gump DNA. But now that's for the humans. They probably put the same shit in the animals too. And no wonder they die so fast. Hell. What about that vaccine? You got this nigger devil DNA inside the animals. Shit. Esau's a fucking. Let me get back to the video. I don't want to spend too much time cussing and fussing about these niggers, but goodness fucking gracious, it's a fucking shame.
This is not a one-off deal. There are enough farmers that are affected by this, and that we're having squads of armed vaccinators show up to take care of their livestock, that there was actually protests forming, and of course police were then called to disperse those protesters using tear gas. At the same time in Russia, and I've been hearing about this for several months, but it was only in the last few weeks that it caught enough media attention, that there were some protests there actually as well, that generated media attention, and actually that led to the head of their agricultural department being dismissed, that squads of government workers were wandering around killing off people's livestock. Now these were healthy animals. They of course have some reason. They suspect that there might be a disease, and so we're here to kill your animals, but it's just wild that this was happening up until just very recently, and it still may be, even though they fired the official. I don't know. Now in the US, it takes.
Well, I thought this was gonna be something to do with AI. Well, not really, but this is how you say increase. Yeah, this is increasing the famine. I don't know I don't know, but yeah, well, I guess it got some tech shit related to it, because it says data collection, all this other stuff. I don't know. Anyway.
Slightly more subtle forms. So to be clear,
it says harnessing the power of drones for improved efficiency and data collection.
Here, the USDA has just expanded their use of drones for surveillance. They call it efficiency.
So yeah, this is the right video to put into this this video. It's the right video to get into talking about surveillance. Boy, I fucking hate this world so goddamn much. Sometimes I feel bad if I say I want this shit to burn. You goddamn right, that's the right spirit. You want this fucking world to burn. This bitch deserves it. No, this country, America, deserves it. Shit. This place, it sucks.
They're collecting data. They also have passed an Animal Disease Traceability Act.
And all this disease, if there is a disease, Esau creating that motherfucker in their laboratory and releasing that shit. Look at all them they talking about. I played a video yesterday about those ticks. They found boxes of ticks in certain random wooded areas next to farms and shit. Heck yeah, there were boxes of ticks in that motherfucker. You find those sons of bitch, you better burn that shit. The hell of a damn what's that shit called? A burn ban. Fuck that. You suck that goddamn set them motherfuckers on fire. Set them sons of bitches on fire. But shit. We gotta get out of here. I'm sorry if I talk too much and cussing too much, but I'm just fucking mad.
Which mandates
and you should be mad too. That'd be the right spirit you need to be in. And you really want this shit to come to an end.
Ready for this? Digital IDs.
Digital ID for cows. Yeah, this nigga want everybody to be, and every living creature to be digitally tagged. If you're not tagged like, the object, hell, you can be breathing that shit in with that smart dust shit.
Cows for livestock, not just for people. That has already been passed through Congress in the Electronic Identification Requirements section of the Animal Disease Traceability Act, and ranchers are upset about that. There is some pushback saying, hey, we can't afford to do these digital IDs for every one of our animals. This is an odious task. It's $3 per head.
Oh, don't worry. We'll make it free. It'd be more convenient. $3 a head.
But nonetheless, the requirement stands. So that's going on.
I guess it won't be free.
EU is, of course, also right up there when having digital ID required for livestock. In the EU, that livestock digital ID feeds then into the digital product passport, which is not just for meat, that's for actually any people.
Yeah, and this shit gonna have a digital ID footprint on it. It's gonna have some computer chips in this motherfucker. Smart dust inside this damn apple. Or on it. Shit. Boy, I'm swinging. Man, we gotta get the fuck on, man. This devil need to go, man. Esau's a nigger. He is absolutely a motherfucking nigger. And he need to get a nice size 14 up his ass. That's what that nigga need. A straight up good boot up the ass. Hard enough probably split him in half. I don't know. I mean, goodness gracious. Can that be possible? It should be. Shit. This nigga need his ass stumped, bruh. Damn, look at this shit.
Piece of food or non-food products as well.
They're gonna be tracking the food you eat with whatever the hell's in that motherfucker.
It's supposed to allow traceability. This is the kind of complete knowledge.
This is madness.
Of assets and their movement across the planet that the technocrats have been describing for years now. They're tracking each thing across the supply chain. And
see what I mean? This shit gonna be injected or have some kind of technology inside this motherfucker that'll keep up on where it's going. And who's eating it? Goodness gracious, bro.
Tagging that onto the digital
product. This is not no conspiracy theory. This is reality. Look, they got a website on this shit. Come on, man.
Passport, so that you can track where things come from, determine if there was a sustainably sourced bean of coffee or a piece of meat that was from a batch that was then found to be infected with something, so on and so forth. Now, this is all done under the guise of biosecurity, and that is usually sort of a hand wave and a reference to bird flu. Of course, I mentioned.
Yeah, like I said, they're gonna use the excuse of like it will make with the food. When we tracking food, we can pinpoint the problem, the source of the what would cause a recall, and we'll find out where this infected food is located, and we can get it and get it before it spreads. All that dumb shit. Nobody don't get sick off of it. It speeds up the process of hunting down recall foods. Anyway. But goodness gracious.
4 years ago, when Robert Redfield, during the COVID-19 nonsense, got up on TV and said, COVID-19 is really just a practice run. The real pandemic is going to be bird flu. That hasn't died down. And in fact, Australia, just a few months ago, ran an exercise called Exercise Convergence, which brought together folks from across their government to simulate in one of those tabletop exercises that has a tendency to be turning into the real deal shortly after they are exercised. And the conditions they were simulating were the convergence of an energy crisis, fuel shortages, and a bird flu outbreak that made its way into humans. So bird flu is still very much on the tip of the technocrats' tongue, and it's something to keep an eye on. What I want to mention, though, is that this is not the first time that governments have come in and tried to take registration information about animals, and just as with firearms, where registration often precedes confiscation, with animals, registration precedes killing them. We've seen that time and time again, not just in the communist countries, like I mentioned in my last video. In the Soviet Union, from 1929 to 1933, the number of...
I ain't gonna go listen to all this history lesson on stuff that happened in the past. I'm looking at what's going on now. But if you want to watch the rest of it, be my guest. There go the title of the video, and there go the channel. Anyway, I'm gonna sign out, get to this last scripture, because, man, we got to get out of here, bro. These niggers are, boy. I know there's brothers that be excited to hear certain things, but me, I'm just fucking mad, bro. What y'all doing to every damn thing, fucking it all up, bro. Anyway, let me calm down. This video going to YouTube too, so I don't want to, they'll probably be saying, they probably end up giving me a strike because I'm cussing too much. I don't know. Fucking faggots. Deuteronomy. What is this? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. And for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. No, this ain't the right one. What I want to read? I don't want to read this one. Let's just read this. Because these niggers, they goddamn tracking what you eating and shit. And I was thinking they wouldn't really. Can they really track what you eating? Yeah, they can sprinkle some smart dust on your damn meat like it's goddamn pepper. Heck yeah. And though it look like little pepper specks and shit. They can put that shit on your slab of meat and they can track where that shit going. God damn, goodness gracious. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. For there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to the time nor ever shall be, and except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Showing you, man. We gotta get out of here, bro. They niggas, goddamn, they wanna chip your ass and even chip the food you eat. And the surveillance, everything. These devils are insane, man. That's why we praying for a higher power, a righteous power to come and deliver us out of this hell. Cause this is hell. Hell no goddamn burn your spirit, burn for eternity underneath the earth crust and shit. With all the damn dinosaur bones and all that dumb shit. Man, you people fucking stupid. Goddamn hell is where you living in, nigga. Eating shitty ass food, breathing shitty ass air, and drinking shitty water, bathing your butt with shitty chemical water that's filled with chemicals and shit. God dang, man. This place sucks. That's why we praying for the Lord to destroy this shit and bring in that righteous kingdom with righteous ruler, starting with Yahweh Shah, King David, 144,000. If you ain't down for it, well, you die on this world, you die on this side of the world, and you come back through the nutsack of the elect men of Israel, and then you be in your right mind. But that's all I gotta say. Seek Yahweh Shema Shah by seeking his prophets and take heed of what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worship Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shah, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.